Hello, my name is Ardem Keshishian. I'm going to be doing a short haircut today on my friend Sarah. We're taking it a little bit shorter. I'm going to use my thinning shears, scissors, and a lot of picking the hair up with the comb and taking the weight out of her hair, just giving it a shorter, sharper haircut. We're going to start on the sides and picking up the hair at a 45-degree angle with the comb, and using my thinning shears just to take majority of the bulk and the hair off. Just kind of going around the head, over directing it just a little bit right in the front to preserve the length. So the sides of the hair is kind of tight, so there's no bulk and poofiness there. Using the comb to pick up the hair at the angle you desire, it's a good tool. Give you a different way of picking up the hair. Makes it easier so you don't have to do a lot of sectioning, a lot of guidelines matching. I'm using a thinning shear that's the number 50 teeth in there. That kind of thinning shear we use to just to redefine and create some nice pieciness around the face. Again, when the hair is pretty short around the face, I use the comb to pick it up. I'm going to take a little bit of the bulk from the back. It feels a little heavy. Again, I'm going to use my comb. And when you're texturizing hair, you want to be careful not to texturize too much on one spot. So as you see, I'm moving my comb as I cut. It's normally in one section, there's about 3 cuts when I'm taking bulk out. But when you want to take length off, you can just keep moving it about 1/4 inch at a time and keep cutting. And you take the length off that way and giving it not a blunt line, but more of like a razor effect without the frayed ends. Also very important to look at the whole picture in the mirror to make sure as you're cutting, you're getting your desired shape. Always use the mirror as a second set of eyes for you. I'm getting it a little bit closer around the nape, just to give it a little bit more of an angle in the back. Again, moving the comb so you're not texturizing one spot. You definitely don't want to create holes in the hair. Sometimes we tend to use the texturizing shears in a way where, it's creates holes in the hair because we're not moving it as we're cutting. And I'm cutting it in the way I want the hair to go. Just combing it the way the hair grows naturally. Especially on the sides and the nape, it's always at a 0-degree tension. I want to preserve the length in the front just to kind of give it a cool effect, going from short to long. So we're going to save that for later. It's a bit heavy on top, taking a little bit length off there, taking the weight off. And you want to cut, like I said, with the growth pattern. She does have growth pattern that kind of swirls to the right. So I'm cutting with that. And when you're cutting the top, keep in mind, you want to cut from top to bottom to preserve the length in the bottom. Again, from top to bottom, just to taking the weight off the top. I want to create some short pieces around her face. So we're going to take some of that a little bit shorter using the thinning shears. And I'm using the bottom blade and holding it with my finger. So there's no mistakes. I have a great control over it. And just putting some texturizing in there to create some pieciness. A little bit more weight on top I'm going to take off. Blow drying this kind of hair, you do want to use a natural growth pattern of the hair. I'm adding a little bit of spray gel as we speak, and just to give it some body. And I'm going to use a vent brush. We're going to start a little bit from the nape. You want to dry that as flat as possible, very natural, no tension whatsoever. And as you get over the occipital bone, you want to create a little bit of a bend into the hair to give it that body, the volume, and to go with the shape of the haircut. And I'm moving the mount of the blow dryer so there's no direct heat penetrating the hair, so there's no drying, the hair. And keep moving it so it just kind of doesn't burn the client and you don't burn the hair. And on the sides, you want to kind of keep it flat, not to create too much body, but you definitely want to pick it up from the scalp. When it comes to the crown, you definitely want to create a lot of bend from the roots, from the base of the hair, just to get that lift. So the top of the hair has a lot of volume, a lot of body. And again, I'm going forward and then a little bit to the